So in early 2009, when Tony and I were still married, he came to me and asked if I would be interested in starting a logistics brokerage business with him. His background, which you can hear about in his biography video, had led him to the point where he was a pretty successful logistics broker, but he knew that the place where he was working at the time would never promote him out of it because he was too good at selling. They didn't want to move him into a management role. And he also had some really specific ideas about IT, customer and carrier service, different ideas about how he would do things if he had his own business. I had a background in business management and marketing, sales, and so I said, yeah, let's give this a shot. And so in late fall of 2009, I ended up starting Legion by myself. Tony had to work out a non-compete, so he was off doing census work and working for FedEx and just doing some other really crazy stuff during the day. And I set up a phone and a computer and a desk in the basement of our house and set about teaching myself how to do less than truckload services and also how to have a logistics brokerage business. And Tony joined the company in July of 2010. And at that point, we were also able to start doing full truckload service, which really started rolling the business forward. That was also the same time that Tony and I found out we were pregnant. And we were starting a business and running a brand new business that was still not profitable, but also planning to have a child and add somebody new into our household. At that point in time as well, my mom and her boyfriend and my brother had all moved in with us. So there were 5 of us adults living in our house and all of us working for Legion, with Legion, on Legion every single day. So it was very much a bootstrap, ground up operation at that point. I'll never forget the day that we went into the hospital to have Catherine, our daughter. I checked the balance on our checking account and we had $63 in our checking account. Legion still wasn't turning a profit. Tony and I hadn't taken a paycheck in 2 years at that point, and we were barely making the mortgage payment on our house. And that, I think, was one of the defining moments in Legion becoming the company that it is today, because when we brought Catherine home from the hospital on a Sunday afternoon, all of us got up the next morning on Monday and got right back to work. And that year, 2011, was really the turning point for Legion. We closed some really big accounts. We started turning a healthy profit. And at the end of 2011, we hired our first outside of the family employees from a Craigslist ad. And those employees were brave enough to come and interview in the basement of our house. How we ever got anyone to agree to do that, I do not know, because it was seriously like the worst Craigslist killer setup you could possibly imagine, to have them come to the house and interview. But we found some really great folks. And by March of 2012, when we moved out of the house and into the office that we're in now in Florence, Kentucky, we had 8 employees coming to our house every single day to work. So they would come in the morning and work all day, and then in the evening as they were heading home for the night, I would be in the kitchen at the stove stirring spaghetti sauce with the baby, saying goodnight to them, waiting for them to come back the next morning. In 2012, we moved into our office here in Florence, and the growth has really been exponential since then. So we've had this fantastic hockey stick growth, as they call it, where we went from 2009, where we did $12,000 in sales, to last year where we did $22 million in sales, and we now have 30 employees in our office. The growth trajectory has been fantastic. It has been an incredible learning curve for us, and now we find ourselves in a position where we're a very successful, stable, established third-party logistics brokerage that provides exceptional service above and beyond what most of our competitors do. And we have a fantastic reputation with our customers and also with the carriers in the industry, because going back to the fact that my dad was a truck driver, one of our founding characteristics of the company was to treat our carriers as well as we possibly could. It's one of the things that Tony wanted to do when we started the company, and it's one of the things that we've always done, and that has created a reputation for us that is really second to none. It's been a really interesting ride, and I know it will continue to be as well. Tony and I have big plans for the company moving forward into the future, and the hard work, dedication, persistence that we've put into it to this point will only continue, and the company will continue to grow and be even better.